Right now, at this very moment, there is something quietly shaping your future. Something invisible yet powerful. Something that does not ask for attention until it is too late. And that something is your health, especially if you're living with chronic kidney disease. Because CKD is not just a condition, it is a silent test of awareness, discipline, and responsibility. And the truth is that many people wait until symptoms become loud before they take action. But by then, the body has already been fighting battles alone. And this is where your story can change. Because today is not about fear. It is about awakening. It is about understanding that protection is stronger than cure, that prevention is more powerful than reaction, and that the small decisions you make today can shape the quality of your life tomorrow. And when we talk about protection, we are not only talking about diet or medication. We are talking about strengthening your shield against infections that can easily break through a weakened immune system. Because CKD quietly lowers your body's defenses, making even simple illnesses more dangerous than they appear. And this is why awareness becomes your greatest weapon. Because when you understand what your body needs, you begin to act with purpose instead of hesitation. And as Dr. Mathew R. Weir often reminds through his work and teachings, proactive care is not an option. It is a responsibility. It is the difference between reacting to damage and preventing it from happening in the first place. And vaccines become one of those powerful tools that many underestimate. Yet they stand as silent protectors, preparing your body before danger even arrives, giving your immune system the strength it may not naturally have due to CKD. And think about this for a moment. What if the very thing you're ignoring today is the same thing that could protect you tomorrow? What if a simple step could reduce your chances of hospitalization, could help you avoid complications, could give you more time, more strength, more control over your life? Because living with CKD is not about limitations. It is about making smarter decisions. It is about understanding that your body is already working harder than most, and it deserves support. It deserves protection. It deserves your attention. And the truth is that many people do not realize the importance of vaccines until they face the consequences of not having them, until a preventable illness turns into a serious complication, until a small infection becomes a major setback. And that is why this moment matters. Because you still have the power to act before anything goes wrong. You still have the chance to build a stronger defense, to take control of your health journey, to become someone who does not wait for problems but prepares for them. And that mindset alone can transform everything. Because when you shift from passive living to active protection, you begin to create a life where risks are reduced, where confidence replaces fear, where knowledge guides your actions, and where every step you take is aligned with a better future. And this is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about doing what matters most, consistently and consciously. Because your health is not built in one day. It is built through daily decisions, through awareness, through commitment, and through the courage to take action, even when it feels small. Because small actions, repeated over time, create powerful results. And today, you are not just learning about vaccines. You are learning about responsibility, about ownership, about choosing to protect yourself in a world where waiting can cost you more than you realize. And the question is not whether you can take this step. The real question is, will you choose to take it before it becomes necessary, before your body is forced to fight harder than it should, before you wish you had acted sooner? Because the power to protect your health is already in your hands, and the only thing left is your decision to use it. There comes a moment in every journey where silence begins to speak louder than noise, where the absence of symptoms creates a dangerous illusion of safety. And this is where many people unknowingly lose control, because when you feel fine, you assume everything is fine. Yet beneath that calm surface, your body may be struggling, adapting, compensating, and waiting for support that never arrives. And for someone living with chronic kidney disease, this moment is even more critical, because CKD does not always announce its progression. It moves quietly, gradually, and sometimes invisibly. And while you are focusing on daily routines, responsibilities, and distractions, your immune system may already be weaker than you think, making you more vulnerable to infections that seem harmless to others. And this is where the real danger begins, not in what you see, but in what you overlook, because a simple flu, a minor infection, or a preventable illness can quickly turn into a serious complication, leading to hospitalization, setbacks, and a deeper impact on your overall health. And the most unsettling part is that many of these situations could have been prevented with simple, proactive steps, yet they are often ignored due to lack of awareness or delayed action. And this is the moment where suspense enters your story, because you begin to realize that the greatest risks are not always dramatic. They're often quiet, patient, and waiting. Waiting for a moment of weakness, waiting for an opportunity to strike. And when your body is already managing CKD, that opportunity becomes easier to find and harder to fight against. And this is why the idea of prevention is not just important, it is essential. It is your first line of defense, your silent guardian, your unseen advantage in a battle that many do not even realize they are fighting. And vaccines stand at the center of this protection, not as a cure, but as preparation, as readiness, as a way of strengthening your body before it is tested. And as Dr. Mathew R. Weir that highlights the importance of early and consistent care, it becomes clear that waiting for symptoms is not a strategy, it is a risk. Because by the time symptoms appear, the body has already been under stress, already fighting, already losing energy that could have been preserved. And think about the weight of that realization, that something as simple as a preventive measure could change the course of your health journey, could reduce the burden on your body, could give you a stronger foundation to face the challenges ahead. And yet, so many people hesitate, not because they do not care, but because they underestimate the power of early action. They believe there is always more time, always another opportunity, always a later moment to focus on health. But the truth is that health does not wait. It responds to what you do now, not what you plan to do later. And this is where your mindset becomes the turning point. Because once you understand that prevention is an act of self-respect, an act of responsibility, an act of strength, you begin to approach your health differently. You begin to see vaccines not as optional, but as necessary tools in your journey. Tools that can help you avoid unnecessary suffering. Tools that can support your body when it needs it the most. Tools that can give you peace of mind in a situation where uncertainty often dominates. And as the suspense builds, you are faced with a simple yet powerful question. Will you continue to rely on chance, hoping that nothing goes wrong? Or will you choose to take control, to prepare, to strengthen your defenses before challenges arise? Because the difference between these two paths is not just knowledge, it is action. It is the willingness to step forward, even when the benefits are not immediately visible. It is the courage to invest in your future health today. And this is where transformation begins, not in dramatic changes, but in quiet decisions, in informed choices, in the understanding that every preventive step you take is a step toward a stronger, safer, and more stable life. And the truth is that your future self is already depending on the decisions you make right now, depending on your awareness, your commitment, your willingness to act before it becomes urgent. Because once urgency takes over, options become limited and the cost becomes higher. But right now, in this moment, you still have the power to choose wisely, to act early, to protect what matters most, and to build a path where your health is not left to chance, but guided by knowledge, intention, and proactive care. And now you arrive at the most important realization of all. The understanding that your future health is not decided by chance, but by choice, by the small, consistent, and intentional actions you take every single day. Because living with chronic kidney disease is not just about managing symptoms, it is about mastering awareness. It is about recognizing that your body is depending on you to make decisions that support its strength rather than weaken it. And this is where true transformation begins, not in moments of fear, but in moments of clarity, when you fully understand that prevention is not a burden, it is a gift. It is your opportunity to stay one step ahead of complications, to reduce risks before they become realities, and to build a life where your condition does not control you, but where you take control of your condition. And vaccines become a symbol of that control, a simple yet powerful action that reflects your commitment to protecting your health. Because when Your immune system is compromised by CKD. It needs reinforcement. It needs preparation. It needs support that allows it to respond effectively when challenges arise. And this is not about living in fear of illness. It is about living with the confidence that you've done everything within your power to protect yourself. And as Dr. Mathew R. Weir has consistently emphasized through his contributions to kidney health, proactive care is the foundation of long-term well-being. It is the bridge between vulnerability and strength, between uncertainty and stability. And when you begin to adopt this mindset, everything changes. You stop delaying important decisions. You stop underestimating simple preventive measures. And you start acting with purpose, with intention, with the understanding that your health deserves priority. And think about the impact of that shift, how it changes the way you approach your daily life, how it influences your choices, how it empowers you to take responsibility for your well-being. Because the truth is that no one else can make these decisions for you. No one else can take these steps on your behalf. It is your journey, your responsibility, your opportunity to create a better outcome. And while the path may not always be easy, it is always worth it. Because every step you take toward prevention is a step away from unnecessary suffering. Every action you take to strengthen your defenses is an investment in your future. And every moment you choose awareness over ignorance brings you closer to a life of stability and control. And this is the message that matters most, that you are not powerless, that you are not defined by your condition, that you have the ability to influence your health in meaningful ways, and that even the smallest decisions, like staying up to date with recommended vaccinations, can have a lasting impact on your quality of life. And as you reflect on everything you have heard, let it become more than just information. Let it become motivation. Let it become the reason you take action today instead of waiting for tomorrow. Because tomorrow is never guaranteed. But the choices you make today are, and they are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. So choose wisely. Choose awareness. Choose prevention. Choose to protect yourself with knowledge and action. And most importantly, choose to care for your health with the seriousness and dedication it deserves. Because in the end, your health is your greatest asset, your greatest strength, and your greatest responsibility. And taking care of it is not just something you should do, it is something you must do. Starting now, not later, not someday, but right now. Because this moment is where change begins. This moment is where you take control. And this moment is where your journey toward a stronger, healthier, and more protected life truly starts. And if you're benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.